Righto, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the shed. I haven't posted up for a while, been busy, been overseas, been on holiday. So I thought I'd just give a quick sort of whip round and update on the various projects. Well, first things first, the shed itself. I've got this great big stack of these, what are they called, tubs? There's a name for them. Totes. If any of you Australians are actually buying these things from Bunnings, don't bother buying them individually. Buy them in the 15 tote storage rack, and the other one I got is like the 40 tote storage rack. Even if you're not going to use that particular rack, it's like a third of the price for the totes, yeah. So yeah, they're going to go along here. I've got to come up with some way to that's going to drive me mad, so I've got to come up with some sort of a brace across there. I think I've got some 20mm steel tube that'll work just fine for that. Yeah, what else? Well, why am I doing this? Well, basically I do have some totes set up with the different size nuts and bolts, but they're overflowing, they're too small, and they were originally set up on a wall hanging thing out in the carport back before I had this shed, so I don't actually have that set up. So if you look at a lot of this junk here, there's parts, there's stuff that can be thrown out, but I mean, look at all these are all leftover nuts and bolts from the Cerbera, both the Cerbera and the VMaxx stuff that I never used. And then in this corner is the electrical stuff. So I've got multimeter, my probe, my little electric 12-volt fluid pump, injector cleaner, the wideband, torch, GoPro stuff. So basically I'm going to have this hanging here. This wall will just be those containers, and I have some of the big containers, so I can basically make some sort of a orderliness out of this. I mean, look here again, you know, stainless M8 bolts that at one point I really needed but never found a home, and all sorts of Cerbera bits, including a heap of nuts and bolts. So right now I really need to get the shed in order before I continue with any more projects. And the two bikes, I just rolled them in here. They're getting a battery charge, because this is what happens when you have old motorbikes, their batteries go flat. That's the XJ750 and the XS 650 scooters, and excuse me. Yeah, if you go out here, the buggy, nothing happening yet. Now the Cerbera, it's all back together. It does run, but I've barely even warmed it up. The coils are, well, I'm thinking it's coils or leads. It just misfires horribly. And now I've got the issue with the clutch, which I should have anticipated, where I think my clutch pedal's gone too far and it's overextended the slave cylinder and blown oil out the seal, and now it's out of, well, it's lost a heap of oil and got a spongy pedal, and yeah, so I do actually have the smaller size master cylinder that you're meant to use with this Wilwood slave. That's, well, I'm going to put that on, do the coils, do the leads, do the plugs, hopefully get it running decently, and then go for a drive. Oh, and I've also managed, it makes quite a whining sound when it's running, and I think what I've done is when I put the drive gears for the water pump and the oil pump back in, I think I've somehow managed to flip one of them around, so the side that's been run in, so to speak, is not the side that's being used anymore. So it whines like an old, some of you might know the old, was it Gilmer gear drives, the old gear drives you get for your 350 Chev or whatever. It sounds like that everywhere it goes. So I don't know that it's a critical problem, but it's probably going to take a little while to run in. But I'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. But otherwise, yeah, she's back together. Good to see it back in one piece. And the VMaxx, again, I haven't done much on the VMaxx. It's I haven't done anything. It's basically just sitting here. I did charge the battery the other day because you don't want the battery running flat. But I'm still, halfway through my forward control conversion. Oh, and I'm having bad luck with hydraulic clutch slave cylinders, because I replaced the seals on this slave cylinder, and now she's kaput. So I basically honed the cylinder and replaced the seals, and yeah, lasted 5 minutes. Now it looks like it's all the oil's blown out or into the crankcase or whatever it does. So yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with something something different there. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to add a 3D printer to my collection of tools, simply because I need to do something with these trumpets. These because these are just not going to work. But that's the sort of shape you could make on a 3D printer, and you know, I could even change the angle of them, size, etc, etc. I could put a nice cage on top of them to stop the air filter getting sucked in. You can sort of go a bit crazy with shapes and designs with a 3D printer. So yeah, that'll be could be on the cards. And of course, there's nuts and bolts everywhere, because when you do something like this, you never have enough nuts and bolts. All right, so that's where we're at. Just trying to think if there's anything else. No. Basically, my last break I spent in Malaysia, so that's why there's no episode. All right then, this will be a quick one. Thanks for watching, and hopefully the next one will be a running Cerbera. Yeah, one last thing forgot to mention. Because I want to organise all my fasteners and so on a nice rack, I thought, oh, well, I need to buy one of those things, the like the board with the different threads, male and female, on it, that you can well, this thing basically. I might even put a link in the description, but I don't know if you can see it there, but this thing was like $70, and I thought, oh, that's a lot of money, but I need something like that, so it could be worth it in the long run. But just I was not expecting this sort of level of quality. I mean, that's a decent sort of slab of aluminium, you know, anodized red with all the threads in it. And yeah, I just thought I'd you know, I mean, I know eBay's flooded with cheap Chinese crap, but that was actually so much better than I expected. I thought I'd mention it. All right then, that's it. I'll see you next time.